What's up? I know why you're here. You've been seeing repeating numbers. You've been seeing 111, 222, 333, 444. What does it mean? What does it mean? Am I in a simulation? Is everything breaking? Am I going crazy? Am I schizophrenic? What do the numbers mean? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what they mean, why you are seeing them. Okay? Now, this is not going to be a video specifically about what each number means. That's going to be a separate video. I only have so much RAM inside of my head to do that. I tried to record one of those videos prior to this, and by the time I got to the 111 through 999 description, I was just burnt. So this video specifically is going to explain the mechanism behind the angel numbers. Angel numbers, by the way, there's no angels. I hate to break it to you, there are no angels at all. There's no angels at all. It has nothing to do with angels. So this is going to be the mechanism behind numerical synchronicities, but that does not have a clickbaity, catchy name like angel numbers, and it's not very well known. So I'm going to have to disappoint myself and go over this name as angel numbers. But this is going to be a video about the mechanism, why you're seeing them, how it works, etc., etc., etc. So let's get into it. What are angel numbers? All right, so the first thing that I want to cover. Now, I said there's no angels. I hate to break it to you. There is nothing to do with angels in here. Now, it could be angels, but it really depends what you define as an angel. In my opinion, what an angel is just a descriptive word to describe a benevolent entity. A multi-dimensional or higher dimensional benevolent entity. I think that it is possible that they are in contributing factor. They're a contributing factor to what we're seeing here, but it's really not that. What you see is you. You are mostly seeing you. I swear to God, that is what you are seeing. So the way these numbers work and the way everything works synchronicity-wise, and now if you're not familiar with what a synchronicity is, let's go into it just real quick. It was a term coined by Carl Jung, a psychologist and individual very deep into understanding the subconscious mind, the shadow self, etc. But he coined the term synchronicity. For you guys wondering, and you guys are into numerology, he is a life path 9. A lot of stuff about 9, if that makes you feel cool. Congratulations. But the term synchronicity, it encompasses things and events and patterns that are seen externally that seem to have higher meaning or grab your attention. So an example would be, hey, you're talking about your mom. You're saying, hey, I love my mom. Or you're like, I don't like my mom. Or whatever the hell you're talking about, you're just mentioning your mom. And then suddenly you look down, bam, your mom's on the phone. Whoa, ring, 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 ring. Your mom is calling you. That's weird. It's like you were just talking about her and then you just spawned her call into existence. That is a synchronicity. Now let's hang up the phone on mom for a second, but that is a synchronicity. What has happened is your inner consciousness has gone outwards and aligned with the flow of the external universe and world around you that has grasped your attention. These are what angel numbers are. They are synchronicities. They are repeating digits that are synchronicities. Okay? But they are a mechanism of you. They're a mechanism of you. I don't like to use the term angel numbers because it is a very without statement. Everything is from within. It is not without. To be out of within is to be without, said me. Okay? So when we coin these things angel numbers, we are now giving the power up to an external being, XYZ. It's my spirit guides. Now, I don't know about spirit guides. I don't know if I believe in it. It's a little wumbo jumbo. I want to keep it away. Let's just stay on the angel number topic. What is actually occurring is when you think a thought, you yourself are a vibration and a frequency, okay? And your thoughts that you think are electric, they are frequencies, they are waves, okay? They are waves and they go out. You are seeing the results of your thought being reflected back at you. Okay, it is you. The way these numbers work is they are actual mechanisms of desires manifesting themselves outwards, or non-desires. Okay, non-desires. I don't wants is what what we'll call them. Don't wants and wants. That is kind of the main mechanism of which we think is don't wants and wants. Want this to happen, I don't want that to happen. Okay, either or. These things, and this is a manifestation basic, these things don't want and want. Doesn't matter. They are going outwards and they are going to come back. Either or. So let's say, and we're not going to go too deep into it, but let's say you were seeing 111. Okay? 1 in numerology, in the most basic rudimentary definition, is beginnings. Okay? So you may be having this feeling inside of you, I want to begin something. I want a new life. I want something else to occur. I'm tired of the same old, same old. That thought inside of you goes outwards. So you see you. Moving on to why do we see them? Okay, so besides the fact that it is you going outwards, and that is a mechanism of being seen, the actual reason that we are seeing these is because they are reinforcement to anything that you think. So, like I said, we're seeing 111. All right, hey, I want a new beginning. I want something else to happen. I want blah, 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 blah. Because you have had this thought, you are now going to see these numbers around you to reflect that thought. Now, the purpose this serves is that because you are seeing it and it is bouncing back at you, you are actually being charged by it. You are actually receiving a benefit. Now, this can be negative too. You could receive a negative benefit. Keep in mind when you do see these things, because I could tell you for a whole hour what 111, 222, 333 mean, all of them. I could tell you for a whole hour, but at the end of the day, the only person who can really, 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 really figure out what it means is you. You, Mr. Watcher, or Mrs. Watcher, or Miss Watcher, you are the one who can figure it out, because your consciousness is the one experiencing the synchronicity. So when you're thinking the thought that brings about 111, you need to be responsible for monitoring which thoughts. Okay? So you can figure out what it means, but you must monitor. You must monitor, or else you will be in a you'll be in a storm, or you'll be in an ocean and you have no sail. You don't even know what's going on. You can sit there from forever and say, what does it mean? What does it mean? You can go up to someone, what does it mean? What does it mean? But no one can tell you what exactly it means because it's you. And I know that may frustrate some of you. I can imagine. I experience the same thing that you're probably experiencing right now, which is continuous bombardment of repeating digits. What the hell does it mean? I understand. I'll make another video to explain at least the rudimentary definitions of what they are, but you're going to have to do your work at the end. Now, seeing them though, you actually don't need to think about it. And I'll go into this a little bit more towards the end, but you don't really need to think about it, because just like your life path numbers, or the day you're born, or your name, the numbers in your name. Now, if you're not familiar with this at all, and this is your first introduction to numerology, let me give you a tiny, tiny, tiny little breakdown. Okay, so if you are if you're born on the 1st, okay, we'll keep 1. If you're born on the 1st, you're going to naturally be someone that acts without thinking, because your mind plane is 1. Okay, you're going to act without thinking. You're going to be a person that prefers to instead of finesse your way through a hole in the wall, you're just going to want to run into it until it fits the shape that you are. You're kind of just a hit the wall type of person until it makes whatever whatever you want to happen. Okay? Now, I could do this all day and explain every single one of you if a bunch of you sat in front of me with your birthdays and your names. I could explain every single one of you. And the thing is I would not have to have any recollection or knowledge of you. I don't even have to meet you. And you yourself do not have to know that you are these numbers to be affected by them. The same thing goes with when we see these numbers outwards. When you were seeing 111, when you were seeing 222, you don't actually have to really think about it because it's already doing its shit. It's already hitting you. It's already charging you up with the vibration because it's you. I have this desire. I want this to happen. Outwards, here's the desire. It's looking me back in the face. It's shining its light on me, making me remember and putting me in the vibration of said desire. Bang, bang, bang. And that's how it goes. Okay? So that's why we're seeing them. It is you at home, that you're the one making the numbers occur through the thoughts that you were thinking inside of your head. Now, it goes even deeper. 111 and 222 are not just the only ones, okay? But I'll explain why we see these ones. Why do we see 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, blah, 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 blah? Why these numbers? Why not 67 or 73? Because you don't know that it means anything. The thing about these numbers is you have actually always been seeing them. I swear to God, you have seen 999 before you got to this video or before you decided that what the fuck does it mean and all of this stuff. Before you got here, you probably saw 999 close to, like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 times. I promise you. It's statistically impossible for this to not be true. You just didn't notice. It didn't mean anything. It had no meaning. It had no weight. There was nothing for you to grasp onto to make it have any type of importance in your brain. There's no reason. So when we see numbers like 67 and 73, unless you think 67 is the dopest number of all time, and I don't know, you like your 67th birthday was the best birthday of all time, or you grew up on Street 67, then 67, when you see that number, is gonna just become invisible. It's gonna be nothing. I mean, how many of you in school remember any of the numbers that you calculated in math? I mean, really, like at least once, the sum of of some addition problem that you did was probably 555, probably 111. And you might have said, whoa. Or you might have said, man, that's just what it equals. Okay, this is the answer. And you just didn't have any recollection or any idea that it worked, that it did nothing. So, why the repeating digits? Because this is the most easily recognizable pattern to notice to make you aware of you. You will not notice these 2-digit numbers. You're not going to notice 1. I mean, if you see, you know what I mean? Like you can see 1 all day and maybe it'll clock your radar. But this is really what's going to clock your radar is these repeating digits. So you get spam with this stuff so that you can actually wake up and notice, and then it puts you into higher realms of thought. Because this is often one of the first mechanisms to help people realize that this world is not just we're not just in a devoid reality where there's no magic and there's no consciousness being extended outwards and, there's no God and there's nothing. It's like when you see stuff like this, you say, wow, there's something weird about this universe. It's makes you scratch your head. It's something to wake you up. So seeing these repeating digits is the only way to grab your attention, which is why we see them. Okay, so let's go into the mechanisms behind these digits. There is actually mathematical congruency with the digits, the 3 digits and the 4 digits. I'm not going to go too much into 37 and 101. I can make a separate video about that. You guys can comment, say, hey, make the 37 video, make the 101 video. I got you. I'll do that. But I don't want to go too deep into it because it'll detract from the thing. But all of these numbers, 111, are all multiples of 37, which is really interesting. They're all multiples of 37. So 37 is a very, very important number for a number of reasons. We're going to show one in the next slide. It might be the next slide, might be the next slide after that. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the next slide. But I'm going to go into another mechanism of 37. But 37 is behind all of these numbers that we see here. It's underneath them all. Just like with these quadruple digit numbers, 101 is underneath them. Now, I'm going to go into a little bit that explains it just so you could see. There's a lot of religious context in the numerology that goes into these numbers, actually. Okay? It's more than just this random number. These are very special numbers. Okay? 37 is the 12th prime number. This is very important because 12 is one of the biggest mechanisms of the subconscious mind. It rules the subconscious mind. In astrology, the 12th house is actually the subconscious. Really cool if you want to take your ascendant and you want to see what you think about when no one's around. Take your ascendant, see what sign is in your 12th house. Recommend Vedic over Western, but figure that out. You can see what you think about when you're alone or when you're dreaming. It rules dreams, rules a several amount of things, but it rules the subconscious. A lot of 12 is the subconscious. A lot of really good magicians, like people that perform magic, like Aleister Crowley, are born on the 12th, okay? Met some people who can do some strong magic born on the 12th as well. And it's all due to the subconscious mind. And this is because 12 is a number that represents a mechanism of the inner world affecting the outer world through imagination. 3 is actually the number of imagination because 3 is the number of the child. So when we are being activated by this 37, it is activating our imagination. It's activating our conscious mind and our unconscious mind to start doing stuff. You get woken up, 111, 222, blah, 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 blah. It's all 37. It's there to wake you up. Okay, now 1111, 222, 2222, 3333, the 4-digit ones, are all multiples of 101. 101 is the 26th prime. Okay? It is the 26th prime. 26 is a very special number in numerology. This is actually one of the most related numbers when it comes to God. God, if you go into gematria, pronounce gematria, okay? You hear people say gematria. I promise you it's gematria. No J sound for the G in Hebrew, okay? Gematria. Please pronounce it correctly. If you go in gematria and you add up the word God, G is the 7th letter, O is the 15th letter, D is the 4th letter, that adds up to 26. So this number 26 has a very high association with God. If you know any 26s, they'll actually be pretty religious if they are. If they're not atheist, which can be possible with this number because it's 13 times 2. And 4 is a very atheistic number. It's the number most devoid of God. Not saying any of you 4s are atheists. You could be, though. I mean, if you're countering this and you are an atheist and you happen to be a 4, that's not very far-fetched, okay? But 26 is a number heavily associated with God, particularly the act of gifts from God, okay? Gifts from God. This is the number of relationships. 6 is relationships, 2 is connection. If anyone who's a 26, you will actually always receive gifts from family, or you're going to be someone that likes to give gifts. It's because 8 is the number of abundance. It's the number of harvest. So when it goes into connection and family, that's how it operates. So this in itself is a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift to you. 1111 is the first thing that people see. Usually, it's the first one they see, the first one they notice. You know, it really takes that 4 to wake them up. The four ones to wake them up. And this is something that is, you know, inherently locked underneath this 26. It is a gift of consciousness. It is a gift of God. Is it a gift of waking up? So the fact that it is 101 and 101 also is a 2. And I'll go into 2 just for a little bit. 2 is the number of consciousness, okay? We can think about it like this. I am sitting here. I'm also looking at a picture of my face on the computer. You are looking at a picture of my face on the computer as well. I can see myself. It is me and my reflection. I am conscious of myself. If I am conscious of anything else, it is me observing a second thing. 2 is the number of consciousness. It is the number of conscious thought. So you get woken up by conscious thought. Become conscious. Wake up. Become conscious. You know, you're getting hit with the 101. Wake up. Wake up what? Wake up. Now, what's also cool about 101 is, it's a very heavily associated number with classes, learning. Like, whoa, isn't that crazy? 1111 is 101 times, what is it? 101 times 11? Yeah, like that's insane. Like the number heavily associated with classes is the number that wakes you up first. It's kind of weird. Big coincidence, makes you scratch your head. So, and another thing with these numbers, and you'll figure this out as we go on. You'll come onto this channel. I mean, we are really advanced over here, and I'm not going to hide anything from you. We're going to go complete 100% with everything we got going on. So, 101, the fact that it's so heavily associated with class, and it happens to go into the 1111, is not a coincidence. It's divine. Okay, you'll notice that when we put numbers on top of things, once you understand numerology at its most detailed aspect and its most understandable thing, and if you're looking to do that, join the Z-Axis, my school, linked in the bio. Go to thezAxisnumerology.com, join my WAP, learn expert numerology from an expert numerologist, etc. You'll see that when things have numbers on top of them, they will behave in the mechanism that the number is, regardless of whether there's any conscious thought behind it. So the fact that 101 is so heavily associated with school and waking you up, not a coincidence. Not a coincidence at all. Now, another mechanism of 37 that is very interesting is that Jesus Christ in the Bible performed 37 miracles. Performed 37 miracles. How strange that 37 miracles were performed by Jesus Christ. And now, like I said, it's not the number of miracles because Jesus performed 37 of them. It's the number of miracles, and Jesus performed 37 miracles in line with that. Okay? It goes that way. It goes down that way. These numbers don't gain meaning from what has occurred. What has occurred occurs because the number's meaning is so strong that it forces itself downwards to show itself into reality. Quite like how you see angel numbers, etc., etc. So Jesus performs 37 miracles. You can pause your video and look through these if you've never looked through these. It's very, very, very interesting. And I will be having another video on the Bible and numerology, specifically the crucifixion of Jesus, etc., and the numbers surrounding him. There are a couple numbers surrounding him that are not so widely understood. We typically associate the Bible with the number 7 and 666 and all of this stuff, but most of the numbers surrounding Jesus are actually dedicated to, involving the number 3. 37, like I said, is the 12th prime number, and we'll go into that in another video, and I can show you. But 12 apostles, 37, 12th prime, blah, blah, blah. We can go for a while. But if you've never looked at these, pause your video, look at them. It's pretty interesting. It's wonderful. But yes, the number of miracles, Jesus performs them, 37 of them. They happen to fall in line with those triple-digit numbers. Coinky-dink, I think not. Now, moving to our final points. Our final point, think less and receive more. Like I was saying, you don't have to be conscious of these numbers for them to do anything to you. I could take your whole chart, your name, your birthday, and tell you exactly who the hell you are, and I don't even need to know you. Dude, and the numbers that I'm reading, most of you guys are like, I'm a life path 1. First off, none of you are 1s. Not a single one of you is a 1. You're either a 10, a 19, a 28, a 37, a 46, a 55, a 60, a 64, or that's it. Those are the life paths that you can be. Those are the only life paths that you can be for a 1. Yes, you're a 1 if you reduce all the way, but none of you guys are actual 1s. Okay? But I could take your numbers and say, hey, you're a 64, and start reading the absolute dog crap out of you. And you thought you were a 1 this whole time, but I'm just reading everything off of 64. You don't have to be conscious that it exists. You don't have to know that you're a 64 to be able to receive and be affected by the vibration that the number is. You just are. So when you're seeing these numbers and you're racking your brain and you're like, oh no, what's it mean? I'm dying, help me. And which is probably why you're at this video. Just chill out. Please just chill. Because when you're actually experiencing these numbers, they're doing their thing. They're doing their thing. When you see them, like my best advice to you, and I even do this. Now, there are certain ways, I'll go into that in a second. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but like you'll just receive already. You're already getting it. So just chill out. When I see them, even though I'm a numerologist, most of the time I just say, okay. I don't think about what it means. Yes, I know what it means, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't even want to think about it. I just say, okay, thanks. Cool. My consciousness goes outwards, assists me in what I want. I know that what I want is being reflected back at me because I'm conscious and I think good thoughts, and good thoughts go outwards and good thoughts come back in the form of numbers. Okay? So you're getting it there. You think less and you will receive more. Okay? Because when you're in a state of stress and you're saying, I don't know what it means. 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 You're goddamn right you don't know what it means. And if you keep saying, I don't know what it means, you're not going to know what it means because you have continuously perpetrated the idea and the thought process that you do not know what it means. So if you really do want to know what it means and you're here, the only reason you're here right now is because some part of you has surrendered and is ready to understand. If there was a part of you that was still like, I don't know, and you were so stuck in that, you would not be here. It would be impossible because your frequency of I don't know couldn't possibly match me who knows. Do you understand? Okay? Now, what I was going to go into earlier, before I sidetrack myself a little bit, is that you can actually create your own language with this. Okay, now I myself have figured out very various numbers, very many numbers. Okay, I know you could show me a 167, I know what that means. You could show me 243, I know what that means. You could show me 676. It was earlier in the video. Go look at that number. That is a very special number. You see that number? Oh boy, that's a good omen. Okay, that's a great omen when you see 676. But I can see these numbers and I can define what they mean. Okay. But even if you cannot, what you can do is you can actually create your own language. This is part of manifestation. Part of manifestation is constantly creating languages outwards through synchronicity to confirm what you want back to you. Let's take the number 24. 24 is actually the number of a stable home. Okay, that is one of its meanings. One of its meanings is a stable home. It's also the number of work relationships, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let's say you want a stable home. And you're like, my home's never stable. I need a stable home. And you're like, and you just go in your head and you say, every time I see 24, that means I'm getting a stable home. All right, bam. 24, charged up. 24, charged up. 24, charged up. So take your numbers. Don't worry about what they mean. Find some stuff to reconfirm what you want back to you to put you in the mindset that gets you charged up. If you want 37 to be the number of miracles, which it is, every time you think 37, bam, miracles happening. Bam, miracles happening. I mean, it's that simple. Just start getting in tune and start defining these numbers so you stop getting confused by them. That's another way to help you relieve the confusion. Okay? Now, that's about it. I appreciate you guys for showing up. If you are looking to learn more or get a personal reading with me where I take your whole entire chart and read about 40 of your numbers, most of those being triple digit, double digit numbers, not your single number stuff. So if you go and tell me, hey, I'm a life path 1, I don't care. I don't care your life path 1. I don't care your life path 2. I don't care about that. I care about your 38. I care about your 29. I care about your 47. Okay, I care about that, and I can read those numbers to you and help you explain them. And if you're looking for a more detailed explanation where each number is being talked about for 30 to 40 plus 50 plus minutes, join the Z-Axis. It'll be linked down in the description at the website thezaxisnumerology.com. Maybe I'll put a pop-up here. It's my first YouTube video, so I'm sure I'll figure that out. But If you want to learn more, go there. And my name is Zapray. If you're interested in anything else, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Twitter, blah, 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 blah. Those are also linked down there. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope this helped. Appreciate you guys.